Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. This week I will be reviewing for you the horror thriller sequel, Don't Breathe 2. This film was released August 13th, 2021 on Screen Gems, Stage 6 Films, as well as Ghost House Pictures. This is the directorial debut for Rodo Cedilles, who was the writer for the first Don't Breathe, as well as the remake from 2013 of Evil Dead. He will be the director and co-writer for the upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre film too, so keep an eye out for that if you're a big horror movie junkie. This film stars returning cast member Stephen Lang as the blind man, Madeline Grace as Phoenix or Tara, and Brandon Sexton III, who plays Raylan. Brandon Sexton III, in my opinion, plays one of the best, just irredeemable villains in just about anything I've seen him in. With the exception of Warren from Empire Records. He's redeemed in the end. But he plays this wonderfully evil character that you want to see fall. You want to see just horrible things happen to him because he's just that evil. This film starts out very similar to the first film, but takes a very different turn. It's not so much that you get the home invasion film, but there's a twist to the home invasion film. People aren't what they seem to be in this movie, and so it sort of follows this, you get an early left turn when you didn't think you were going to be turning, and now you're in a cornfield somewhere. But it's got multiple turns in it, multiple twists that you don't see coming, and it's very, one of them, the first twist, you just kind of like, okay, I guess I see that. But the second twist is just evil, and you just want to see all sorts of bad fall upon the character of Raylan and his wife in the film, or girlfriend, or whatever she is. You find out, as a spoiler, that Phoenix isn't really the daughter of the blind man, but she was found abandoned in the trunk of a car, and the blind man took her in to raise her as his own. You find that the character of Raylan comes in and finds out that his daughter has been with this man this entire time, living this lie, and he's trying to get her back, but there is a very malicious intent behind that. There's just one twist after another, and that second twist that you get really just kind of grinds your gears. It's one of those things, like in the first film. This film isn't, in my opinion, as cringeworthy as the first. The first was, man, I'd give that one a solid 4. It gets really close to a 5, but I stick strong with a 4 on the first one. This one, it doesn't get as cringy, but the twist is as evil. What starts to happen is as evil, if not worse. Actually, no, it's by far worse than in the first film. But that, even just thinking about it, in that first film, that turkey baster scene, it really gets me in the gut. It turns my stomach. I couldn't start to imagine what it would feel like to be in that situation, but it just curdles my guts thinking how horrifying that scene actually was, and if happened in real life. This film is, while it's not as grotesque as that and appalling as that for what it is, I feel the twist in this one, the odd nature of what must occur for one to get what they want in this film, is far darker, so much worse, that you think, how could a parent do something like that? It's disgusting in nature. But all in all, it was a good film. I thought it was good, not as great as the first. I do like how, as a sequel, I thought it was going to be the exact same premise, if not a prequel to the first one. I thought, so they're just going to remake the first one? Okay, or we're going to see what happens with the daughter, that he had lost prior to the first film, and we're going to see how he got to that point. I thought there would be some sort of connection with that, but no. It is a sequel, and I think it was done very well, and I think for that reason, that it wasn't just a cookie cutter remake, I'm gonna give it a 3. Just a 3. I struggled with what to give this one, because I knew in the back of my head, chances are good that I would eventually rewatch this one without any protest or anything like that. So I'm gonna give it a 3. I struggled with that because I do feel like the movie could have been longer. I do feel like they could have gone into more detail and more like in-depth storytelling. It seemed like everything rushed in this one, where the first film seemed like it just flowed ever so well. The intensity kept up the entire movie. Once you got into it, it stayed fairly intense. This one, it had a bunch of, peaks and valleys. It didn't do it for me like it did in the first film. Again, it's one that I would rewatch. I would go out and buy it, come a Black Friday sale or something like that, where I could get a good deal on it or find it used somewhere. But I do think that it was missing parts of the story that sort of needed to be. I felt like this one was just more rushed for, just being a sequel's sake. But other than that, I thought it was a good movie. I'd definitely say go check it out if you haven't already, especially if you're a horror movie fan. You get some good scenes in there, especially one scene that happens in the garage. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I thought it was quite the scene. It kind of made me laugh because you see something bad happen to a bad guy, and it's like one of those like bro bad guys. So as annoying as a bro guy is, you see something bad happen to a bad one. So I definitely say check it out. It's a good movie. I give it a 3. I'd go watch it again for sure. Probably not in the theater, but if I'm hanging out with a friend or something like that, I'd put it on come Halloween. If I want to do a first and a second movie, I'd definitely give it a go. And you never know when you just want to randomly put in a movie. So yeah, good old-fashioned 3. If you saw this movie, tell me what you thought about it. Did you like it or did you hate it? Jot down in the comments below, what was your favorite scene in this movie? Was it the one in the garage? Because that was my favorite. I thoroughly enjoyed that scene. And then, yeah, as always, thank you for stopping by. Be good to one another, and I'll see you next time. Bye.